Hello, everybody, and welcome to special edition coverage of the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest. I'm Razorback Zach, alongside my broadcast partner for the evening and special guest host for the first time ever. It is a historic moment. I have the one, the only, the legendary Matt Hart from HogHQ. What's up, Matt?
Man, it's great to be here. It's been a long time coming. It's great to sit here and watch a game with you. Get to talk.
So I gotta ask. I mean, before we jump into this, have you ever drank beer?
I have.
Okay, I haven't drank in like almost 8 years, 9 years. I just crossed over 3,000 days sober, so
Okay.
Congratulations. I don't do that. But if you had to, favorite kind of beer? I mean, you got IPAs, you got ales, you got meads, you got.
I'm more of a generic, really, to be honest with you. I go with the simple, the Bud Lights, the Cooler Lights, Miller Lights, stuff like that. I just PBR.
There you go. Hey, it's a simple man. Well, look, we got about 5 minutes to go here in the second half of the Southwest Classic. And before we jump back into the Little Rocktoberfest festivities, I should say, you can see that behind us as they're getting set up. I got to ask, we're seeing and we've got an injury timeout here. Who is that? That is Armstrong, it looks like. What have you seen in the first half that I guess is, give me 3 positives you've seen in the first half, and then give me 3 negatives.
3 positives. Well, the first positive I would say would be that we've made some big plays offensively, especially the one pass to Tesla for 75. That caught him off guard to start with. The second one I would say would be our defense is held up for the most part. We've had one play that we let them get by on for the most part.
Well, and we can't forget the special teams fake punt.
That was going to be my third one. Was special teams.
Could be the key to this game.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the things that concerns me, though, and we've talked about it, I'm sure you guys over on HogHQ have talked about it as well. Taylon Green's accuracy in his throws. I mean, just as we're watching this here, he got lucky, by the way, on that one. I thought that was going to be a safety for a second. I'm sorry.
We've been flirting with danger this game.
We have, but the other positive that I'd say is when they interviewed Sam Pittman, he actually looked angry. He looked annoyed. And I like that version of him. We saw it during Oklahoma State, because you and I have been talking off air during the first half. We saw it during Oklahoma State. I think Bobby Petrino's rubbing off on him.
Absolutely. He's definitely a more fiery coach this year. He's been more lackadaisical in the past. And then last year, he tried to be the coach, the bad coach, and get onto you a little bit. And that's just not his character. And I think that was a little bit of why we had a little bit of a down year last year.
Looks like we're going to see freshman running back Braylon Russell out of my hometown of Benton.
It's good to see him playing. Wish we'd seen him a little bit in Oklahoma State.
Oh, yeah. But, one of the, you had mentioned it too. I don't know. Did you watch Sam Pittman at the Little Rock Touchdown Club a few weeks ago? Did you hear?
I watched some of it. I didn't catch the whole thing.
He made a comment, and I said this on ITHP a couple of weeks ago, right after the comment was made. He said something along the lines of he's throwing out the book of analytics that he used last year, and he's going after wins this year. And you've heard it all across the conference. You've heard it on national. Probably the best hire of the year was probably Bobby Petrino here at Arkansas.
Absolutely. That saved his job. That turned the fan base around. and got a little bit of the bitterness out, and a little bit more willingness to let's see what we can do, because
Yeah.
everybody knows what Bobby can do.
For those of you that have just joined us, we are live at the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest, benefiting Casting for Recovery. Big thank you to our sponsors: Meeks Design Company, Harris Made Chef Services, Cam Productions, Allen Kerr Advisors, and our two brand new sponsors, Rock City Wraps, and of course SeatGeek. SeatGeek. For new users, you can get $20 off first-time users using our special code Inside HogPin on SeatGeek.com. So be sure to hook your friends up, man.
Hey, I'll be using it.
Hey, but we're going to be with you through at least through halftime, talking about some of the other games around the conference and around the country, as well as giving your thoughts on Arkansas and A&M. If you want to leave us a question or a comment, do so in the Cam Productions live fan feedback on Facebook or YouTube. And Matt, we're going to get back to talking about the Little Oktoberfest. You've got a mixture of homebrews this year, and some of the professional breweries.
Mm-hmm.
The homebrews, check this out. The homebrews have the and I heard this said the other day, eclectic brands.
Eclectic.
Because there's one, and I've been bragging about this one, the Fireball based beer. It's made with Fireball whiskey.
You were telling me about it, and I'm looking forward to trying that.
I'm gonna have you start trying some, but it looks like our other camera's down, so I'm gonna go fix it. But tell me about your thoughts about the first half of this football game while I try to fix our technical difficulty.
Yeah, my last positive would have been the special teams play. As far as negatives, obviously the turnover was big. We've kind of hit a little bit of a rut offensively, or you could say A&M's defense is digging in a little bit and getting adjusted, making some adjustments in the game. Our offensive line still is suspect on pass pro. As far as running ball, we haven't done a whole lot running. I mean, we've had some plays. It seems like we're doing most of our damage on the edges. As far as running, Green, as far as that one play where we muffed the snap and he was going to the sideline, should have threw that ball away. That cost us some yards, and those are the things that have got to be improved.
Right.
That matter later on in the game, because if you don't lose those yards, you could possibly get a first down and then continue on the drive. Who knows? It may lead to 3 points, 4 points, 4 points.
Hey.
I was thinking, wait a minute, 3.
If it's points in this game, I'll take it.
Yeah, we need those extra 4 though. Get that touchdown.
What do you think about Ole Miss getting beat today?
We were talking about it. It's a little bit of a shocker because you don't expect it. I think Kentucky's a little bit better than people wanted to give them credit for, based off of that first game against South Carolina. But Ole Miss always seems to lose when they get highly ranked. And I just, people are going to be all right. They're going to give Lane Kiffin a little bit of a lead, or, they're not going to come at him like they would anybody else because he's their darling right now. But they got exposed a little bit with Kentucky. Kentucky's got a stout defense. Their coach is always got them decent in defense, and it's just whether they can come up with the offense to really keep up. And they kept Ole Miss in check today, and was able to make it a game.
Anything can happen in the SEC. I've noticed over the years, because used to, in the early 2000s, it was Florida, and then it was Bama, and now it's Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't pinpoint outside of Texas, and I hate to say that. I hate to say that it's Texas, but you really can't pinpoint somebody that's standing. I mean, because Georgia even looks vulnerable this year.
Well, we were talking earlier. Texas looks a little vulnerable right now.
Yeah, now we haven't turned that game on just yet, but we're going to soon. But at last check, Texas was only up on Mississippi State 7-0. I believe the last time we checked was at the end of the first quarter. I'm kind of surprised at that. I mean, Mississippi State can't move the ball. They can't defend the ball. And for an outstanding offense like Texas to only be up 7-0, you think they're trying to just bait Mississippi State or just autopiloting? I mean, because we've seen teams do that.
I would say it's one of two things. Either Texas maybe is a little nervous with their official SEC opener, maybe not, or more likely they didn't really take Mississippi State as serious. Because I mean Mississippi State hasn't done well. Their offense has been really suspect, especially the offensive line. It's not as good as ours has been
Right.
necessarily, but it's very suspect.
Well, everybody keeps saying that Green is not, Green's not the answer. Taylor Green, we got to move on from Taylor Green. We've got to move on from Taylor Green. My thing is, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say I don't think we should necessarily move on from Taylor Green, but you have to admit he's starting. He was not here lately in the last couple of minutes. He's starting to settle into this offense a little bit because we all know Bobby Petrino's got a complex offense.
Right.
You
Yeah, I mean, Bobby's offense, we were talking earlier, Bobby's offense usually starts slow when he gets his install, when he's at a new place, as we saw, 10 years ago, basically, or 11. And I think that's a big change for him that he got into a more complex offense. He's changing his throwing style. So you're going to become erratic just from not having a stable, repetitive throwing motion. But I everybody's compared him to Matt Jones. Not everybody was as upset when Matt Jones didn't complete those passes. They always think of him as one of the greatest. And I'm not dissing Matt Jones in any respect, but he had games where he didn't throw as well, would have maybe 4 completions in a game. We'd end up winning.
I was just fixing to bring up that point. It's one of those that you even mentioned it in pre-show that Matt Jones had 4 completions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody batted an eye because he was consistent.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it when he needed to, and he ran it when he couldn't throw it.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Green's got to. He has to settle down, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
But get out of his own head because he cracks under pressure. If you've noticed,
Yes.
He starts panicking.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've noticed that he does, and I want to get your take on this. I've never played a down of football. I've analyzed it since I was 16 years old. I know better than to run backwards to go forwards.
Yeah, usually doesn't
Explain
work.
that one to me.
Well, if you're not a great returner or something like that, Joe Adams,
Hey.
everybody was saying no to Joe, and I was saying, yeah. So it's kind of like one of those when you see in basketball, don't shoot it. Okay, good shot.
Right. Well, that's what they told me when I played basketball. I was the passer, and the one shot I did make, it was a luck shot. Just going to leave it at that.
But yeah, back to your point. Yes, Green, he's got to make a little bit more heads up with the play, and I think it's slowing down a little bit for him. In Oklahoma State, there was moments where it seemed like he was trying to be a pocket passer where he could go get those extra yards that would keep the chains moving. He started doing that last week, and he's done it some today, but we need a little more of it. But he has been accurate up until the last few moments. He was 8 of 11 at one point. Last I saw, he was 8 of 15. I don't know what he is right now, but he started out pretty hot. But I think the defense is settling in and they're making changes, and you're going against a head coach that is a defensive coach, and he's familiar with his players.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know there's been a turnover as there is today's football, but I just feel like he's making adjustments, and that's just we're going to have to go into halftime and make our own.
So as we're winding down here in the first half, 52 seconds, it's tied at 14. Here's the difference between this year and years past. Is we're actually competitive in this game. We actually look like we're putting up a fight and putting forth effort, and we don't have a quarterback that's supermaning it from the 5-yard line.
Well, I think those are the breaking moments in it, because usually we expect, well, I don't want to say we expect to lose, but we expect, some type of heartbreak when it comes to this game being Arlington. But I would say we've been competitive in a lot of games. Some of them we've led by 14 and then just find a way to lose it. We haven't had that moment yet where, as Hog fans, we're like, oh, here it comes. We haven't had that yet.
I haven't got the sense that it's come even close. Well, I say that, but then, Jaquindon Jackson got hit so hard he fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
That was and I didn't really feel like, oh, there goes the game. It's
Right.
just that's the game of football is you get hit, and there you go.
Right. He does need to be more secure with the football. He's been a
That
little
was a
loose lately.
beautiful sack on Texas A&M right there with Landon Jackson. If you're
Hey,
just
Landon.
joining, hey, right. If you're just joining us, we're live from the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest. Razorback Zach hanging out with you alongside legendary host of HogHQ for the first time ever. It is the first crossover of ITHP and HogHQ. Matt Hart is joining me. Bennett, tonight's charity is Casting for Recovery as we go into halftime here, tied at 14. 6 to 9 p.m. is when the event runs tonight. $45 to get you in the door. Now, here's the thing. Spend $15, wear a t-shirt out here. Wear a Little Rocktoberfest t-shirt out here. You get entered into a drawing for some gift cards around Little Rock, and they're mystery gift cards. But I've seen some of them. Oh, dude. I want to get in on this, but I'm not eligible. I'm not eligible.
I'm going to tell some friends.
Later, excuse me. Later on tonight, we'll be joined by special analyst Justin Garrison and Matt Hart. We'll break things down as well during post game after the game. I will be judging the Steinhoist competition, which we will be streaming live here on Inside the Hog Pen as well. Those are always fun. And but stay with us here at Inside the Hog Pen. We're going to take a little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk more hog football after a word from Meeks Design Company.
Meeks Design is your one-stop shop for custom clothing with a personal touch. At Meeks Design, we can help you tell your story through your wardrobe. Your imagination on a hat, shirt, pullover, or nearly anything wearable. And while you're picking out some custom clothing, check out the one-of-a-kind handmade soaps from the Bobcat Soap Company. Find us on Facebook and let us create custom swag just for you at Meeks Design.
Oops, I got to tell you, the guy set up my studio for the event today, and I got to tell you, this is some of the weirdest music I've had on Inside the Hog Pen. I don't.
Is it a literal setup? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Because on our weekly show on Thursday nights, you're used to hearing that heavy, the heavy metal rock music.
Mm-hmm.
I hit to go to the ad, and I hear tubas and trumpets, and I didn't know what I was like. I threw off my whole timing. I didn't know what to do. But yeah, and my producer Jesse the Beard Thurman is in our comment section. He says, "Awesome music." Sure, Jesse. Sure. We'll go with that. Tell me, okay, so outside of Georgia, Alabama, which is tonight, give me the other game you're looking at, because I've got my eye in the Big Ten, Illinois, Penn State, battle of the 3-0s.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The other thing is Brett Bielema, head coach of Illinois, 3-0. He's a Big Ten coach.
Yep.
The other one you want to look at, though, and I noticed this when we were on earlier, was Colorado UCF. That one. What do you think?
Well, that one I'm interested in. My friend was wanting me to ask to have that in our little pick on thing because he was interested in Colorado and just that matchup. You got Gus, you got Shadur, you got.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you got him, and you got KJ. And you play college football, NCAA college football, don't you?
I am guilty, and I have not upgraded my system since the original Xbox came out. So I have not had a chance to play it yet. But I did play back in the day with 13 and 14. But some of the guys on staff here at ICHP have played it.
I played it a little bit. I mean, I don't game it a whole lot or anything, but I played it a little bit and simulated. I was playing a Rogue Glory where you can create a player. And KJ Jefferson won the Heisman. I kid you not. Over me, KJ Jefferson, they had him winning it for UCF the first year. So I thought that was really strange. Struggled. He struggled a little bit in the first game. He's been what we saw him as is here. I mean, and you got Prime with a lot of drama and a lot of let's call it controversy going on around there. Some of it's true, some of it may not, but you just got a lot of talking going on in Colorado, and you don't like that and it's also a sign of when you're losing.
Okay, so not to get too deep off in the weeds here.
Gotcha.
Let's talk about Prime for a minute. What, if anything, why would you tell the band not to play the fight song? That's not a good look.
For 10 seconds, you got to play Shadur's song, and then you got to play the band, or then the band plays the Alma Mater song, or whatever, the fight song.
I guess.
I mean, this is the world of NIL, and he's just, in a way, it's a father trying to promote a son, but it's not. You're also taking advantage of the platform and hijacking it in a way, and I don't agree with that at all.
The other game that from earlier today that was upset was Kansas State just demolishing, not beating, not defeating, but demolishing Oklahoma State. So the Big 12, when it comes to the Big 12, this has got to be Utah's to lose.
I would think so. Definitely. I wanted to pick them last week, and I let a friend talk me out of it when they played Oklahoma State. I haven't been impressed with Oklahoma State all year. Even with their victory over us, I thought we all know we handed it to them basically.
9:24 to go in that first half. Texas over Mississippi State 7-3.
Oh,
That's a little concerning. I mean, it's again still early.
Mm-hmm.
However, you got to be at least a little concerned.
Yeah, and the part I didn't think about earlier when you asked me was Mississippi State getting up to play Texas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at Kentucky. Kentucky took Georgia to the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
They just upset Ole Miss.
Right.
You know, I'd say Vanderbilt, but it's Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Vandy's going to Vandy.
Vandy's going to Vandy, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, the Texas one, that is surprising. It makes me a little worried about the Mississippi State game down the road. Well, I mean, if they're keeping Texas in check, what are they going to do with our offense that is hit and miss? You know, we're on at times, and then we can't get out of our own way. We get a penalty. We muff a snap, and you just gotta you gotta clean those things up. You gotta stay in front of the chains.
True, but at the same time, I mean, it's Mississippi State.
It is, but what was the score last year?
Don't.
I know the team gave up.
Don't.
I know the team. I know.
That game was hard to watch in and of itself.
Yes, we all that was the season moment where the Hog fans knew.
I mean,
we were talking about waiting for the moment.
Even at kickoff, I knew. I was like, this
right.
Game's over. But I mean, if you look at it going into the season itself, okay, I thought we were going to be 3-9 because you did. I mean, look at last year. Mm-hmm. Look at since 2021 that 9-3 season. We've been on the decline. We were terrible last year, so that's all we had to go on. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, there were so many unknowns. You had a new quarterback, new offensive coordinator, mm-hmm. running back, mm-hmm. a new crop of. I mean, the team basically turned over.
Right.
So the more you look at it, you could go 9-3 or 3-9.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody expected us to be 3-1 right now.
I did. I'm not trying to, down any type of way, but I did.
Of course you did.
I did it. I did it on our preseason show, previewing the season and everything. We went game by game, and I had it backwards, I'll admit, because I had us beating Oklahoma State, but losing to Auburn. We got the opposite, but I'm lucky that we got that. My prediction was somewhat right still. As far back to the Mississippi State thing, we know the team gave up. We do have a complete new staff. We did have a lot of turnover, and we got rid of some bad apples. And one of them, I'm not going to name, but he's not here, and I think that gave a lot of promise to the offense that we could possibly make that next step.
Why, Matt? Who would that bad apple be?
He won the Heisman in a fictitious football game. So,
Dang it, I was trying to bait you. But hey, you handled that well. You did. You handled that well. I was very impressed. Halftime in the Southwest Classic, it is 14-14 all. And Razorback Zat, Matt Hart from HogHQ joining you from the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest. And they're just getting set up behind me. They're a couple hours away. We've been out here all day long and looking forward to this event. This is our biggest event of the year for Inside the Hog Pen. And big thank you to our new sponsors, SeatGeek and Rock City Wraps. Rock City Wraps actually presented us with our new banner that you see behind me here at the Little Rocktoberfest, and it is sharp.
it is nice.
Very sharp, very, very sharp. We're going to be bringing it around the tailgates and watch parties all over the place, and be watching for it. And come, y'all, if y'all see it out, come say hi. You see any of us out and about, come say hi. Myself, MC, Jesse, Sarah, D-Mad, Loki, come see us. Just come say hi. We're not going to bite. Well, not all of us. Anyway. Some of us might bark at you, but I don't think we're going to bite. Paul Anthony in our Cam Productions live fan feedback says, it's all over. We're crumbling to the ground. Wrap it up. Over dramatic, Paul, but we love Paul. We love Paul. Matt, what have you guys got going on over at HogHQ? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, right now we got a show that goes on at Sunday nights, 8:00, 8:05 to be technical. Sometimes we're a tad bit late.
Hey, we look, ask MC, ask Jesse. We have a phrase. What happens on live, man? Crazy things have happened. So we get it. Trust me, we understand.
Just get to talking and discussing stuff, and next thing you know, you're a little late.
Yep.
But Adam Hall and DP, I really couldn't do it without them. I want to thank them because they do so much, bring so much to the show. I just show up and let them carry it.
I feel the same way about MC and Jesse. I may be the name, the face, and all that. It's those two. That's why we call MC the glue that holds it all together. It's been professionally proven. I have the paperwork. and you know, adding Jesse to the mix this season has just been outstanding. Some of the the graphics that you see, they work in tandem. He keeps me and MC on point. Well, he keeps me on point. MC can roll by himself, obviously, but like you guys over at HogHQ, man, without our co-host, dude, we I think we'd be lost a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. DP keeps us on track for the most part when Adam isn't, playing his little sounds and stuff that get us off topic.
Gee, that sounds like somebody else we know.
Yep.
Looking at you, Beard. No, the guys are great. The guys are great, and we need to get DP and Adam on here too sometime. I think all six of us would have a blast. And my EP's head right now is exploding because I just said 6 people live on air at one time.
Yeah, that would be a lot going on, but I mean, it'd be manageable. We just got to figure out time where job and everything else.
Oh yeah,
that's the only thing. But,
oh yeah. So let's talk about this slate of night games. Alabama, Georgia, the powerhouses of the SEC, but it's not up for a championship. However, it could be a preview of the championship.
Yep.
Do you think whoever wins this game goes to Atlanta?
Yes, I do. I think it definitely puts them in the driver's seat for sure. You have Oklahoma playing Alabama, is that right? And Texas playing? No, I'm sorry.
Oklahoma's playing Auburn right now.
No, I'm sorry. Later on in the schedule, I think it's Oklahoma playing Alabama. I could be wrong on that, but no, I think they.
I will double check that for you.
I mean, you got Texas still out there.
Hold on just a second. Let me see if we've got this added here. Nope, we don't. So I'm gonna cheat for just a second. And go here. and hit. No, I'm not gonna. Well, yeah. I'll hit. All right, we have breaking news, and this is kind of surprising to me. At the half, 14-7, Auburn over 21st ranked Oklahoma.
Wow. Wow.
How about that? This is going to be an interesting night for college football, especially in the SEC.
Yeah. And honestly, a lot of what we've told Texas and all of them about the SEC, you're seeing play out right now today. And anybody can lose at any time. You can't take anybody for granted.
You really can't. I mean, it's like we said, any given Saturday, anybody can get beat.
That's exactly right. And Texas is flirting with that right now on their end. So
I don't think
I don't think they're going to lose, but
unless they're overlooking Mississippi State and looking forward to Oklahoma.
Mhm. That could very well happen, and I feel like it may be a little bit. And it was early, and a lot of times when you have teams that get up for big games for them, they exude a lot of energy in the early half of the game, and you see the separation start after in the second half, and you probably will see that a little bit in the Texas game.
True, and even if that game is close, you've got to start to wonder. Okay, and it stays as close as it is.
Mhm.
And even this Auburn Oklahoma score, you've got to start to wonder: is it going to be? Is this not a welcoming season for both Texas and Oklahoma? Now, Texas still, again, long season still. Both games still has a long way to go. I know because both of my co-hosts, my co-host and my EP are both. And here's the highlight here of that game. They're both saying to me, and I can hear them from where they are in the ITHP compound. There's still a lot of time left in this game. I can hear them saying that.
It's very true. I mean, we've learned that a lot when we have led in the A&M games.
Yeah.
That there's a lot of time left, even when there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Right. So I got to take a minute and recognize one of our special fans. She's our number one fan. Casey Sutton's in the house. What's up, Casey? She has been one of our fans since day one. And Matt, we call her the ass kicker. I'm going to tell you why. She's kicked Cancer's ass not once, but twice.
Hey, that's awesome. That is awesome. Congratulations.
So her and Mama Linda both are our top two fans. And that's why. But, it begs the question that I'm sorry, I knocked that over. But it begs the question though, if that Texas Mississippi State game is close, we talked about it off air with a couple of teams earlier today. Could this be the playbook to beat Texas?
They will get exposed. Every game you're going to see a little chink in everybody for the most part. Now, will that lead to a win or a victory? It's up to, the execution. And that's where, when we play them, it's going to be up to the execution. Like we came out looking great in the beginning against A&M, but we've kind of started getting in our own way a little bit. Will we do that against Texas?
That seems to be the story of this season, if you haven't noticed. Outside of UAPB, is getting in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
4 turnovers against Oklahoma State gave them the game away.
Right.
I feel like we overlooked UAPB, or not UAPB, but UAB just a little bit because they almost beat us.
Yes.
And I feel like at Auburn, and of course this is just my opinion here. They committed 4 turnovers that gave us the game because I feel like we did get lucky at Auburn.
We did. Yeah, and I think Hugh probably got their attention, and he probably got a little more focused because he's starting to get on a hot seat because they're turning on him. They have not liked what he said this week regarding Sam. And what was it? If they played 9 more
9
times,
out of 10, yeah,
they win 9 more times. Wow.
Not to mention, as a head coach, how do you throw your entire team under the bus like that?
Yeah.
How?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some turnover there with all the people he's named and thrown under the bus. And they're young too. It's not like they got a junior or senior quarterback. They got
Well,
younger players.
Speaking of players, Bo Wallace came out and just went scorched earth on this dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's you have to stop and think. His seat's got to get. I mean, I get it. He's only in his second year, but if Auburn folds now, it could spell trouble. I mean, at least they got a somewhat decent basketball team. You know,
Yeah.
Basketball is going to save us.
Right. They could. I mean, they got a good basketball coach, but I wonder about him and his tactics. But now it's all legal.
In an effort to make sure we thank all of our sponsors, we're going to take another break. When we come back, more analysis of the first half of Arkansas A&M and more college football talk. You're listening and watching a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen live from the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest. Back right after this from SeatGeek.
Hey, Hog fanatics. We at Inside the Hog Pen are thrilled to announce that SeatGeek is now a sponsor. As brand ambassadors, we're excited to share that SeatGeek is a ticket app that simplifies the ticket buying process for all your favorite events. They provide a 0 to 10 score for each ticket, with green indicating a good deal and red indicating a not so good deal. As a special offer, Hog fanatics can get $20 off their first ticket purchase by using the code INSIDEHOGPEN. Check out our socials for the link and remember to use the code INSIDEHOGPEN.
Yeah!
Some of the weirdest music ever. Welcome back to a special edition of Inside the Hog Pen, live from the 2024 Little Rocktoberfest. I'm Razorback Zach, as always, joined by special guest host Matt Hart of HogHQ. As the second half gets underway here, we're going to start wrapping it up. I promise to let you guys get back to the game. What are some of the keys to the second half that you want to see out of Arkansas to pull out the win?
Better pass protection, offensive line wise. We got to run a little better to help them out too. To not get behind the chains. Run the ball, you stay in front of the chains, you don't get passing downs, everything fixes itself. And then defensively, we got some pressure late. Keep it up, keep building on it. Let's get the pressure without the blitz.
Yeah, and we like I said, we got to tighten up things on offense. And I just one time want to see Marcel Reed on his butt.
Yes.
Just one time. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Coming up right after the game, 30 minutes after the conclusion of the Southwest Classic, you are going to be live. We are going to be live, joined once again by Marcus MC Carlton and Jesse the Beard Thurman for the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show, where we let it all out. I promise, win or lose, your voice will be heard, comments will be read, and there's going to be a lot of hog tua going on. So make sure you tune into that. It's the Allen Kerr Advisors 5th quarter postgame show coming up right after the game. For Matt Hart, I'm Razorback Zach. We'll see you in postgame.